Hi and welcome back to the channel. As you can probably tell from the tinsel, we're at Christmas, the new year. So happy Christmas everybody. We're not quite into the new year yet, but I thought I would do a quick end of the year, what have I achieved modelling wise, railway wise this year video, because I haven't had a chance over the actual holidays itself to do much in the way of modelling. So none of the other projects have progressed very much. Unfortunately, I was a little disappointed when I went back and had a look at what we'd actually achieved this year. And the sum totals of models completed are these two. So, to be fair, if you look back over the channel, I did some modelling in the run-up to Christmas last year. I posted a video about best Christmas present I ever received. I'll stick a link here somewhere if I remember. And then got through Christmas and I got sidetracked into something else railway related, some historical research. And basically I didn't do any modelling again until the very end of July, basically the beginning of August. But then I've managed to do, consistently do something. I think I've had at least one video a week since the beginning of August. But that meant that over half the year I hadn't done any modelling at all. So, while I may only have finished two models, there's this four-wheel battery electric loco that I was building with my eldest son. We finished this other than we need to find a driver figure and then attach the seat. But essentially, the model itself is done. It's all painted, it all works, it's all wired up. So that's done. And yeah, I haven't finished video yet, obviously, because we haven't done the seat. But for now, for the purposes of this year, I'm calling it finished. And then the other model we finished obviously was Dorgok, by butchering the Bachmann, Thomas and Friends Rheneas model, and I'm really happy with that. I'll put the link to the unfinished video here so that you can go back and look at that if you've not seen it. But yeah, this was a really good model I finished this year. I'm really happy with how this turned out. Really chuffed it turned out as well as it did, to be honest. So if we were summing up the year, that would be, of what we've achieved and finished, that would be it. And as I say, I'm still happy with that. Two models is better than nothing. But I've actually got 3 other kits now on the go. I'm not going to get them out. I don't have the space. There's presents, books, stuff stuffed everywhere. It's the problem of having too much stuff in the house over Christmas. Yeah, so we've got the build of Toby the Tram engine from the Shelley IP Engineering kit. That's going well. Hopefully there'll be another video up of that next week with a bit more progress. Work on the Welsh Pool and Landfair Light Railway loco, the Earl, is still kind of ongoing but a bit paused. So I got to the point, if you remember, where I need to deal with the motion. And apart from it being rather complicated looking, I need to deal with the crossheads and piston rods, and the ones in the kit I'm not entirely comfortable with, so I need to either modify them or make some from scratch, and I'm having a bit of a think and around what I'm going to do there. So hopefully that will be a project that progresses nicely next year. I've got some new tools, some new material, hopefully, which will all appear on videos next year, and we'll be able to progress that. The other thing, of course, is the LNYR Pug locomotive, where if you remember, I damaged the cab with super glue. There's a video, I'll link here, about me getting super glue all over the cab when I was trying to fit extra work plates. So my plan is to upgrade the chassis on that using the high-level kit that's available. I still haven't bought the high-level kit yet, but I have started cutting up the old model. So again, hopefully that will progress nicely. I'm hoping there might be some money under the Christmas tree. In fact, there was some money under the Christmas tree. I don't know what I'm talking about. So hopefully, yeah, the kit will get purchased shortly for that. But I did do some other railway-related things this year as well. I mean, there's other videos on the channel. I looked at some books, some tools and things. But I actually managed to kind of interesting railway trips out. So during the summer holidays, I took my eldest son on the train to York to the Railway Museum. I've got some pictures, I'll try and put them up. One of the highlights for me of that, at least, and again, I think I'll get a picture here somewhere, was that for the first time I'd managed to get myself into the cab of Mallard, I think every time I've been previously, either it's not been open or the queues to get inside the cab have been ridiculously long. But there was almost no queue, so we went in. And yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's by far the biggest steam locomotive cab I've been in. It is huge. I mean, as I say, I've spent an afternoon driving the Earl on the Welsh Twirl Fair, and the cab on that is small. It's a narrow gauge locomotive, but Mallard is just it's an entirely different scale. I mean, the size of the firebox and the controls and everything are ridiculous. And if I thought there was very little view from the cab of the Earl, the view from the cab of Mallard is that, I mean, there's windows, but you can't really see the track in front of you. The locomotive's too long. But then at the end of the summer, kind of opposite end of the scale, as it were, we went to the Kirklees Light Railway. It's now part of what's called Whistle Stop Valley, I think. They had a rebranding thing a few years ago. But every year, at the beginning of September sometime, they have their gala weekend, which is a visiting locomotives intensive timetable. And you get to go up and down and see lots of different locos. And they're 15-inch gauge. I think that's right, yeah. And so they're much smaller than Mallard. I've actually had a drive for a fiver up and down the platform in one of their locomotives on a previous year. And getting two people sat next to each other in the cab of those is tiny, is difficult. So that, yeah, as again, completely different scale. But it's a nice family day out. We go with friends who have a daughter, and it makes a nice day. So again, I'll try and put some. Hopefully, I'll put some videos or pictures up here while I'm talking. So yeah, so that's the year really for railways. As I say, I've been distracted by some actual kind of historical research that I'm doing as well. Nothing really to report on that, and I don't want to spoil it as yet. But hopefully, at some point, there'll be possibly a book. We shall see. As I say, work is ongoing, but I've found some interesting things on a topic that will come up eventually in a video. And yeah, so there has been other things achieved this year, and then looking forward to next year. As I say, I'm going to hopefully try and finish the Earl, Toby, and the Pug, and I'd like to do some more design work I haven't done. I don't think I've done any real design work this year. I designed the 3D printed chimney replacement part for the Earl. Again, might find a photo, but nothing particular interesting. I'd like to do another kit if I could, or at least design something from scratch for my own use, even if it doesn't turn into a kit. I have some thoughts and ideas there again, but we shall see how that pans out. Yeah, so hopefully you all had a good Christmas. Hope you've all enjoyed the videos during 2024, and if I can, I'm going to keep going with the video a week during 2025, see if I can do better than I did last year. So yeah. So Happy New Year to everybody, and I hope 2025 is a good year for everybody watching. Thanks.